Hello, this is Erin with the Joy in Pens and Paper, and we are going to do a 3 Inks Thursday. And on a 3 Inks Thursday, we swatch 3 inks on 3 papers with 3 nib sizes. So the inks this week are Robert Oster, focus, Fire and Ice, Diamine, Yuletide. This is from the 2021 Inkbent, the only one that I have had done. And Wearingeul Wayfarer. Our 3 papers are Bank Paper by Life, Rhodia, and Tomoe River. And the pens are all TWSBI Go's. And I did finally see right here in the barrel, I can see the nib sizes. So I have a fine, a medium, and a 1.1 stub. So without further ado, let's get into it. I am going to use a Kakimori Brass nib pen to do the initial swatches, and then I will use the 3 pens to write out the names of the inks, or the brand, the name of the ink, and some letters. So let's start with Robert Oster Fire and Ice. So this is an ink that back in the later 20 teens, maybe 2018-ish, maybe even a little bit sooner than that. This was really big on YouTube. This has a really lovely turquoise base, and then it has some red sheening. And so I was fairly enamored with this on YouTube. I think I'd also watched maybe Goulet Pens highlighted it. And so I picked up, actually I didn't pick up a bottle. I asked for it for my birthday. And so that was a birthday present from my in-laws. So thank you, in-laws. And I remember my mother-in-law was so cute. She knows, not to kind of downplay, but she doesn't know a whole lot about fountain pens or fountain pen inks. And so here she is ordering it from Goulet Pens. And I think she was not super, oh gosh, what am I writing? Let's start again. I don't know that she really understood my passion, my interest, and so it wasn't really a gift that brought her a whole lot of joy, but I certainly really loved it. So I just dipped this in water again because this seemed to be a little on the green side. And last week I explored green inks, so I think there was just a little residual ink in there. I'm going to go ahead and pre-rinse the medium. I used just a white t-shirt to dab off excess moisture. This is the TWSBI Go with a medium nib. You can definitely see the difference in nib sizes there. As I'm rinsing off the water, I see a difference in how much water comes off the nib and into the mason jar. Just making sure I get excess water off of the stub nib. Beautiful. Apologies if that was a little noisy. Okay. And you can see on the rim here, the red sheen. I always love that. All right, so next up is Yuletide. This is a standard ink from the Inkvent. So this does not have sheen. This does not have shimmer. This is just a little bit of blue there. Oh no. This is just a regular ink. So all of the ones I selected are in the turquoise family. This one's going down a little bit darker than Fire and Ice. And I do roll the Kakimori nib just a little bit as I swatch so that I'm kind of pulling ink from the different tines in the nib relatively evenly. And this one is a little bit on the greener side as compared to Fire and Ice. Just going to put Ivy for Inkvent. Whoops. Made another spelling error there. Y-U-L-E, Yuletide. All right, and the 1.1 stub. You can see in the, or you might be able to see in the writing for Fire and Ice, that's really where the red sheen shines. That's where you can see it the best. Although you can see a little bit in the Rhodia paper. All right, and last but certainly not least, and this one is a shimmer. I did pre-agitate it so that I wouldn't need to agitate it as much, but it's Wearingeul Wayfarer. And this was a sample that came from Ink Journal in one of the monthly ink flights. I'm going to grab my Inkopet to put that inside and adjust that just a little bit. All right. This one is a little bit brighter than the other two. Oh, yep, I can see the shimmer coming here. And I'm just going to leave these in my lap on the t-shirt just to dry a little bit more. And finally, at this point, the shimmer likely has settled, but I am dipping this all the way down to the end, or to the bottom. All right. So let's take a closer look. I love all three of these colors. So I do not, I have let me start again. Gosh, I'm tired, apologies. I have a Wearingeul swatch book, and that's what I go through to select the inks each week for my 3 inks. And all 3 of these looked relatively similar when I did that. When I swatched them here, because this is different paper than in the Wearingeul swatch book, I end up wishing, and I felt this way last week. Oop, there's a little mess. I end up wishing that I pre-swatched, because then I could have been fancy and I would have put these in a different order based on their colors. I probably would have gone River of Fire to Wayfarer and ended with Yuletide. But I didn't. Here we are. So River of Fire is much more kind of an ocean blue. It's a lighter, it pops a little bit more off the page. You see a little bit of the red sheen here and a little bit of the red sheen here. You don't really see it in the bank paper or the Tomoe River, but you do see some really lovely shading or pooling. But then in the writing, that's where you can really see the fire and ice shine. That is where, I mean, you can really pick up the red around the edging of the letters, which is where it gets the name of River and Fires. The red is the fire, and it goes right on around. So I really love that. It's beautiful. Now with the Diamine Yuletide, this is 100% a standard ink. Even though you see a little bit of lightness here, my guess is that's a fingerprint. But this is a pretty flat color. You're not seeing the pooling, just a little bit here, but you're really not seeing a lot of shading. There's no sheen, there's no shimmer. This is just a really beautiful color. And I actually would be interested to see this next to Diamine Aurora Borealis, because I think it might be a little similar. That was one of the ones that I was considering for this 3 inks. And then Wayfarer. So Wayfarer has the shimmer component. And much like a lot of Wearingeul inks, there's also some shading going on here. So you see a little bit of the shading on the edges here, some of the shading on the edges here, and you can even see it on the bank paper. The shimmer is probably most predominantly on the bank paper, just because that was the first one I swatched and I didn't re-agitate and re-dip between doing the swatching with the Kakimori brass nib. But you also do see the shimmer. Actually, it looks pretty nice on the Rhodia paper, and it also looks really good on the Tomoe River. You can actually see it's very well distributed. It's almost the whole swatch is just shimmery like little fairy dust. Really love that. So yeah, that's another beautiful color. But I think of the 3, it's definitely much more blue here. It's kind of in the middle for Wayfarer, and then this leans onto the green side of turquoise. So thank you for watching another 3 inks Thursday. This is number 7 in this series, and it's really nice. I'm enjoying even being able to flip back and see some of the other swatches that I've done, and even the, I guess, evolution of doing the 3 inks. It's been really lovely. So thank you for joining. If you are not yet subscribed, please hit that button and subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up if you really like my content, as the more likes and comments will help hit the YouTube algorithm so that more people see this. And I love the fact that the fountain pen hobby is growing and more people are getting interested. I've been checking out some of the newer YouTube channels, and I'm trying to work on commenting more when I watch. I just tend to watch when I'm a little tired at the end of the day, so it needs to be very intentional. So I am working on that. But anyway, thank you for watching. I am going to stop rambling right now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.